we're doing Zoom meetings now with buyers, or
Yeah.
we just meet at Wegmans or whatever. We'll just meet at a coffee shop or something. But so
Is that how it goes? Is that how you meet with your buyers? Like,
it,
I know that a lot of them find you on the Dave Ramsey
yep.
website,
It just
which is like your bread and butter, dude. I mean, that's where everybody finds you.
So I got my sphere of influence, people I've done business with, and then also I'm a Dave Ramsey ELP, so I do get a lot of business from Dave Ramsey, and that has been really, really good because obviously, because you end up meeting with a lot of the sellers that came through Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, all of them.
And they're really good leads. I mean,
But I mean, like, do they call you and they say, "Hey, Rob, we found you on Dave Ramsey," and then you say, "Let's go and have coffee"?
So I call them. So the lead comes out. I'm not the only Dave Ramsey realtor, right? So it's a competition to call. And then, you try to schedule that appointment. And then, if they're a seller, obviously I'm going to meet them at their house, right? I mean, I got to see the house. If they're buyers, it's kind of what's convenient for them,
Yeah, and you usually call me from their house and say,
Yep.
When are you available?
Yeah, we had one last year in Chapel Hill where I didn't even get the listing, but you got the staging job.
I know, right? I know.
It happens.
And you know what? I've never heard from those people again, Rob.
Well, you talking about the realtors or the sellers?
Yeah, the realtors.
I know, but
isn't that weird?
Yeah, you did a great job. I mean,
so thank you. What is Dave Ramsey?
All right, so Dave.
Tell our pod posse.
Oh, okay. So Dave Ramsey's kind of the financial guy, and on the radio, and his message is all about no debt, get out of debt, be debt free. He has baby steps, and then he also then has realtors, insurance, financial advice. He has all these people that he endorses, and I'm one of his ELPs. We call it Endorsed Local Providers. So people from around the country that follow Dave, and we follow Dave's principles, which is you live on a budget, borrowing money's bad, all that stuff, get out of debt, be debt free. And he has baby steps, and the people that follow that philosophy say, oh, okay, well, Dave recommends these realtors, and there's a number of realtors in the Triangle area that he endorses, and then they go to his website.
You're the only one that I've ever heard of with the whole Dave Ramsey thing. Nobody else does.
Well,
you're like a rock star with Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, I don't know who the other realtors that Dave endorses that are my competition are really successful realtors. I mean, that's why I don't get every one of them. They have to have a certain number of years in the business, and they have to produce at a top level. So it's competitive. But I think I do pretty good for what he sends me. Obviously, I'd love to convert more, but it is what it is.
Is it like if you do 10 deals, are 5 of them Dave Ramsey, or are 10 of them Dave Ramsey?
That's a great question. I'd probably say half are Dave Ramsey. Half of my deals are Dave Ramsey, and the other half are referrals from past clients and friends, or repeat clients. Like, Jordy is not Dave Ramsey, but her fiance Brad, I met through Dave Ramsey. Now they're repeat clients.
Pod Posse, he's talking about Jordy, this cutest little girl who's selling this townhouse that already looks good, that I'm going to pull something out of my hat to make it look even better. But he's talking about a client of ours.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say? So what makes a top producer? Like, how many deals is that? Like, you said that last year, or the year before last, you had like 80. That's ridiculous. Like, how many is that a month?
I mean, I was doing...
That's way too much.
Yeah, I was doing like 5 or 6 a month, for sure. I mean, well, it had to have been like 7.
Or like 10.
Yeah, typically it's maybe, 5 a month. But lately it's been like maybe 3, because last 6 months, I mean, last year up until June, it was hot. And then the last 6 months of the year, and even kind of starting in this year, it was kind of slow. It's picked back up. But I think for Dave Ramsey's, I think you have to they want someone that does at least 35 deals a year, I believe, is what, 30 or 35 deals a year, I believe.
You're way past that.
Well, yeah. And, but I've been with them now for 10 10 or 11 years. Because I know
Oh, wow.
when I first got into real estate in '07, we were following Dave Ramsey, and I wanted to be an ELP, and I couldn't do it, and I had to wait 5 years, and finally I think
That's very strict.
oh
It's a very
yeah,
strict
it was yeah,
endorsement.
and so after in 2012 they're like, okay, because I was like, look at we're following your plan. I read the books, listen to the radio show. We're doing everything, and but they were it was really strict. And then the same thing with some other realtors. I don't know how they are now because I've been in it for 11 years, but I think it's pretty much the same. And he's like number 1 or number 2 on the radio, but he's got podcast. Everybody got podcasts now, so but he's on.
You're on one.
I know.